cool. All right, everyone. Okay, now we will really get started. Okay, feet flat on the floor. If you are sitting on a chair with your legs down, make sure your feet, your lower leg is at right angles to the upper leg. So you might want to lift your feet up on a little cushion, and otherwise your legs in a cross-legged position, just in a relaxed cross-legged position. And your hands in the meditation mudra, right hand nestled in the left, the thumbs touching. Make sure your sacrum is straight, and you might want to, so that your pelvic bowl is not tipped too far back or too far forward, and you might want to put a cushion under your coccyx just to raise your sacrum a little bit. Shoulders are over the hips. So just imagine your spine is made of a string of pearls of light running from the coccyx all the way up through the spine, through the crown of the head and out. You can imagine someone's behind you, very gently lengthening your spine. Head is slightly tipped forward, eyes are down. So if you are having your eyes open, or if your eyes were open, you would be looking at a spot about 2 inches ahead. Tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. Relax the jaw. Now let's just go to the crown of the head and relax the scalp and the forehead and the eyes, the back of the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, and the temples, and your ears. So imagine go inside your ears. What would it be like if you relaxed your inner ear? When you do that, just notice how somehow your jaw relaxes. And your mouth, relax the mouth. You can have your mouth slightly open. That's the traditional way. Lips slightly apart. Then just go to the back of the head, relax the back of the head, the back of the neck, the back, if you have any in your shoulders, and if you have any tension anywhere in your back or in your spine, any pain, we just try and bring some warm, positive energy to that area. Try and relax. Bring your mind to your throat. Relax the throat, the chest, the belly, the arms, hands, the fingers, the legs, the feet and the toes. Just bring your mind to the breath. Just very gently breathing in and breathing out. You'll notice a sensation of this cool air as it passes through the outside of the nostril. And then as you breathe out, the air is slightly warmer. So we do a meditation for this, a motivation for this evening's meditation. So just think, for those of you who were there this morning, just imagine in front of you and all around you, your friends, your loved ones, your enemies, your strangers, all the people of your life. Just remembering that they too want to be happy and don't want to suffer. So the same as you in that way. They're also the same as you in that they have this incredible potential for enlightenment. So we purify tonight for their sake, for our sake, so that we can be of benefit to others as we move on our way to enlightenment, which we will eventually achieve. So just to remind ourselves again, there is no negativity that cannot be purified. And this purification process is basically a psychological one. So as LAMA YESHE says, we create negativity with our mind. So we can change it by creating positivity with our mind. So the first of the four opponent powers, we do this practice in the context of the four opponent powers, is the power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day. So just maybe there's something that happened today, bring it to your mind in this life and in all past lives, and think of specific actions of both your body, your speech. So maybe something you said, something you did. And then just generally, perhaps all the negativities we have done that we don't remember, and reminding ourselves the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. And we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions. So having harmed others, we will necessarily experience suffering in the future. So we know how uncomfortable suffering is. We know it just is sort of, it takes time. It takes up our life. It creates obstacles. It slows us down. So we sort of want to purify all this negative karma so it doesn't arise as obstacles, as problems, as pain. So we want to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering. So we think, I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, broken my vows. So if you have Pratamoksha vows, Bodhisattva, Tantric vows, and me, my nun's vows, if any of these have been degenerated or forgotten, just deeply regret, because I do not want the future suffering. And also we regret any anger, any attachment, any unhealthy attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And again, think, I'm sick of this suffering. Then what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? And here we come to the power of reliance. And we, first of all, the first part of this is refuge. So we rely upon, we turn to the Buddha, the doctor, who has the methods that we can use to purify. And it's not that we're asking Buddha Vajrasattva to forgive us. We are purifying ourselves by relying upon his methods. So visualize Guru Vajrasattva above the crown of your head, about 2 inches above the crown of your head. And he's facing the same direction as you, and he's your guru. You can imagine the mind of your Lama, your guru, your trusted mentor, manifesting in this aspect for your benefit. And he's made of this radiant, blissful white light. He's seated in a cross-legged position on a lotus. He's this beautiful, radiant face, very youthful. And he's looking at you and all the people of your life, the people of everybody else's lives, with enormous compassion, kindness, very non-judgmental, knows who you are, just wants to help you. His face is radiant. He has his lotus-like eyes, a sweet red mouth, and his hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, the right holding a vajra representing the indestructibility of compassion, and their being crossed represents a union of these two, which symbolizes enlightenment itself, development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So the next little section is on compassion. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings. So firstly, the very beings we have harmed, and then those who have harmed us. So think first of all, in particular, of someone you may have harmed recently, and then perhaps someone who has harmed you, and maybe a little bit more difficult if they've harmed you to have compassion for them, but just to remember that they are going to suffer as a result of the harm they've done to you. So we make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all of these sentient beings. So you think I must purify for their sake. So the next is the power of the remedy. And this is the actual medicine, the doing of the practice of purification. So the first is the purification of the body. So just visualize Guru Vajrasattva very compassionately sending powerful white nectar, like coming out of perhaps just quite forcefully from his heart. It arcs around and enters our crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps kind of pouring in and forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you have ever done to any being in the form of this kind of inky black liquid, and it pours out of you and disappears into space. And it doesn't pollute anyone, it doesn't harm anything, just instantly disappears. So just visualize this light pouring in and pushing out all the negativities of the body as you recite this mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Membe Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Membe Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Membe Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supakaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Membe Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Membe Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Membe Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Membe Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is completely purified. I think there's no way you could do anything but be of benefit to others with your body from now on. So just imagine anyone sees you walking down the street, anyone passes you, anyone touches you. It's an enormous benefit to them. How magical it would be to have a body like this. So the next is a purification of the speech. So again, Guru Vajrasattva very happily sends this powerful nectar again from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and it enters you quite forcefully, filling your entire body, this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativities of your speech. And this kind of just disappears, overflows, disappears into space again, not one atom left. So imagine that all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and the lying and talking badly about others behind their backs, All this is purified by the powerful nectar filling you as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawa Siddhi Mempeyata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebowa, Sutokaya Mebowa, Supokaya Mebowa, Anarakta Mebowa, Sawasini Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sutame, Siddham Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dira Mebowa, Sutokaya Mebowa, Supokaya Mebowa, Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimbeyata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimbeyata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpeyata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpeyata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpeyata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified. And imagine that it's not possible that you could do anything other than be of benefit to others with your speech. So just imagine anyone hears the sound of your voice, pacifies their mind, brings some peace. Amazing, it'd be incredible. So the next is a purification of your mind. So Guru Vajrasattva again very compassionately sends powerful beams of laser light, this time from his heart chakra. And you can imagine it just arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. And you can just imagine in the same way that when you walk into a room and switch on a light, all the darkness disappears. So you just imagine the minute, the very second this light hits your heart chakra, all the negativities of your mind, all the darkness in your mind, all the attachment, the depression, the neediness, the anger, the bitterness and resentment and jealousy, all instantly dispelled, not one atom left as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpeyata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpeyata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Mebowa, Sutokaya Mebowa, Supokaya Mebowa, Anarakta Mebowa, Sawasidi Mempe Yata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, ha 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 ho, Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mempe Yata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Mebowa, Sutokaya Mebowa, Supokaya Mebowa, Anarakta Mebowa, Sawasidi Mempe Yata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum, Ha 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 Ho, Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dita Mebowa, Sutokaya Mebowa, Supokaya Mebowa, Anarakta Mebowa, Sawasidi Mempe Yata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Guruhum, Ha 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 Ho, Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dita Mebowa, Sutokaya Mebowa, Supokaya Mebowa, Anarakta Mebowa, Sawasidi Mempe Yata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Guruhum, Ha 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 Ho, Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. So be delighted now. All your delusions, which are the source of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others, with our body and our speech, are completely purified, gone. And just think now there's no space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So finally, this last set of mantras is we're purifying the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. So this time you can imagine Guru Vajrasattva sends light and nectar. And so you can either do the previous 3 visualizations either simultaneously, consecutively, or you can just, if that's that'll be kind of busy, so you can just do light and nectar coming from Guru Vajrasattva's heart and pouring into you and just filling you. And it eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negativity from your mind. As we recite the mantra, Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supukaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mebe Yata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Mebowa, Sutokaya Mebowa, Supokaya Mebowa, Anarakta Mebowa, Sawasidi Mempe Yata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Guruhum, Ha 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 Ho, Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dita Mebowa, Sutokaya Mebowa, Supokaya Mebowa, Anarakta Mebowa, Sawasidi Mempe Yata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Guruhum, Ha 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 Ho, Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dita Mebowa, Sutokaya Mebowa, Supokaya Mebowa, Anarakta Mebowa, Sawasidi Mempe Yata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Guruhum, Ha 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 Ho, Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dita Mebowa, Sutokaya Mebowa, Supokaya Mebowa, Anarakta Mebowa, Sawasidi Mempe Yata Sawa Kama Sitame, Sitam Shriyam Guruhum, Ha 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 Ho, Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasattva Dina Patita, Dita Mebowa, Sutokaya Mebowa, Supokaya Mebowa, Anarakta me bawa sawa siddhi me beyata sawa kama sutta me siddham shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajrama me mutta vajra bala maha samaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dira me bawa sudokaya me bawa subokaya me bawa Anarakta me bawa sawa siddhi me beyata sawa kama sutta me Siddham Shriyam Kuruhum ha 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 ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. So now feel completely purified. Just think, I am completely purified. Not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream, and even the subtlest obscurations to omniscience have been removed. So the fourth of the four opponent powers is a power of resolve. So it's a really crucial step. This one is the determination to not harm with our body, speech, and mind again. It's just a decision we have to make. And without this determination, without making decisions about our behavior, about the way we think, we're going to keep following the same old patterns, same old habits. So this determination, this aspiration to not want to harm, it's going to be like a beacon that guides us. As Rinpoche says, everything exists on the tip of the wish. So if we can't commit to sort of never doing anything again, the best we can do is just to sort of say, I'll work on something tonight, just before we go to bed. Just say, I'm not going to gossip between the time my head hits the pillow and the time I open my mouth tomorrow morning and start communicating with people. Then you'll have at least 8 or 9 or even 10 hours of refraining from harmful speech. So that's incredible. So you can build from there. It gives us encouragement. So we just make a decision about whether it'll be 5 minutes or 1 minute or 30 seconds of something that we're going to refrain from doing that's harmful. So then generally we just make a general vow to make an effort to avoid some of the other things that we do. And this gives us strength. So next, Rinpoche recommends to meditate on the emptiness with 3 circles. In emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma. And there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, just place your mind there for a little moment. Perhaps we can think of all phenomena as empty, not existing from their own side. Maybe we can think of things being dependently arising upon other things. This happens because of this, chains of events. And then we can also think of maybe things don't necessarily exist the way they appear to us based on the way we are physically structured. We are going to view things accordingly. So next we dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you have created tonight by doing this purification to all those people of your life and to all sentient beings, thinking, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of all sentient beings as quickly as possible. So here we have the long life prayer for His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world. To the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso, I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. And for Lama Zopa Rinpoche, you who uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjanath's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplishes magnificent prayers, honoring the 3 jewels, savor of myself and others, your disciples, please live long. And for Lama Ursel, he doesn't actually like being called Lama Ursel because he says he's not doing the activity of being a Lama. But anyway, that's just how I refer to him. Venerable One. And he was venerable when he was ordained. Now he is not. So that was when this prayer was actually written. So if anyone's feeling confused, I thought I'd clear that up a little bit. Venerable One, to you whose kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors, for those wanderers in far off places, especially the West, mindful of your loving concern for us in intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request. O Lama, please, please live long. And here for our precious Geshe-Sherpa, beloved teacher, leading your students towards wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path. You are the unequaled guide. Please live a long and stable life. Wow, gone like a dream. Thank you, everybody. And I wish everybody a good night and sweet dreams. So now you can go and rest easily, that your evening practices are done. So you can go and watch telly or something. Maybe not. I'm corrupting you. No, go to bed to sleep for any more negativities kind of filter their way in. Sorry, bang. All right. So anyway, you can rest with a happy mind, go to bed with a happy and peaceful mind. You've done your practice for this evening, purified, and lots of love, everybody. And
Thank you.
I will see you on, when am I next? Friday.